Hello, everyone, and welcome to Immigration Live with Lee. I'm your host, Attorney Lee Marvin, and I am here tonight to talk about immigration, questions and answers, things relevant to your lives. You'll see from the title of this particular Live with Lee is related to citizenship updates. And what that refers to is basically how the government is treating certain things like citizenship with a lot more scrutiny, a lot more care. They're a lot more strict. They're a lot more ruthless, all these sorts of things as it relates to citizenship in particular. Okay. Now, there's certain things I wanted to mention because um, this administration is going to an all new level when it comes to everything related to immigration. Citizenship is no longer the sacred process that if you have it, you've got it for life. The government is now going back to people's processes and seeing whether there's a reason why you shouldn't have gotten it and whether you have to worry about losing it. Okay. This is very big. This has never happened before, and it is about as serious as it can get. So, as I'm talking about this, if you have other questions, please post your questions in the comment section so I can get to them because I understand not everyone has questions about this citizenship. So please make sure that you're asking your questions. Okay. So here I have to mess around with this a second here. Okay. So yeah, I was experiencing technical difficulties. So unfortunately, I was not able to get to Instagram tonight. For some reason, it's not working. But anyone who's here from YouTube or Facebook, very clearly you are here and you're going to be listening to what I have to say. Okay. So I will say that so becoming a U.S. citizen is becoming more challenging because okay, wait a second. I got to stop because I've got friends joining from British Columbia, Canada. Thank you for joining and thank you for reminding me to ask everyone to mention how you're joining us. Okay? How you're joining us, it's very important to me to know, and I thank you for joining us from Canada, from British Columbia. Okay? If you can put where you're joining us from as we move forward, I would appreciate that. But new requirements for becoming a U.S. citizen. Um, it's no longer enough that you haven't been in trouble. Okay, it's not enough that you meet the basic requirements and you can take a test and pass it. You have to show additional things. And ironically, I did this posting on my Instagram, and that is the group of people that are not joining us tonight because of the technical difficulty. But check out my Instagram channel because I did a posting about this that talked about the different things that people have to be concerned about for citizenship. Okay. You have the government is looking at additional things besides just your basics, your family ties in the United States, your job history, whether you pay taxes, whether you're going to school, whether you're a productive member of society, whether you're helping your community. That's a big part of what this is. So that has changed, and it is going to be much more difficult for people to move forward with the naturalization process. So that is what's going on. Um, so again, I'm still dabbling with this. And I'm sorry, folks, just bear with me here. This is never quite easy when you're posting all these different things, okay? So stand by and I'll get your questions. I just want to make sure that everybody who wants to join is able to join, okay? Okay. There we go. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Almost there. Almost there, guys. I promise you. Um, okay. 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 I'm going to skip it because I can't figure it out on the fly. So I'm sorry. Unfortunately, people on Instagram will not be able to join me tonight. And yeah, I guess that's it. I'm kind of paralyzed with this technological issue here. Okay. So, we've got people from Colombia, South America, joining us as well. From Colombia, where in Colombia is the question I have for you. But again, as long as we've got people watching, there we go. So Von Carlo, okay, says, "Hi, Mr. Marvin. I'm happy to catch your live today. Thank you kindly. It's because you're joining from YouTube. What's your thought on submitting an I-129 K3 together with an I-130 application through consular processing? Does it help speed up the application?" Sorry about that. So, does it help the process? That's an extremely technical question. So K3 visa together with the I-130. Essentially, you've got to do an I-130, right? You've got to start the process before you have the right to move forward. So, you do have to do it in the right order. Otherwise, it doesn't save any time. It just messes up the works, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it. If you have additional questions, I mean, you can talk with me more directly, and I can help you offline, because it is a bit complicated, and the government doesn't like when you mix things, and they like things exactly the way their process is designed to be set up. Okay, so that's typically how it works, and that's what I would recommend. Um, okay. Manizales, Colombia. I've been all over Colombia. It's a absolutely beautiful, wonderful country, and I love it very much. So thank you for joining me from Colombia. Okay, joining from Germany and St. Paul, rooted with Donker. Okay, so again, thank you for joining us very kindly. So I appreciate it. We've got a question here from Emily. Okay, Emily's asking a question. "Hi, Mr. Marvin," and actually I can post it up so you can see it. "Thank you for your time. My pleasure. I wanted to ask if I can get a conditional green card through marriage and join the military to acquire citizenship to skip the 10-year green card." Okay. Um, Emily, that's a very, very good question. So it almost sounds like to me that you're trying to work the system. And if I think that that's the case, then the government probably will assume that. If you don't follow through with your green card, and let's say your sponsor, you divorce your sponsor and try to join the military while you're doing that, it's going to be very difficult for you to actually get your approval without the government suspecting that you're committing immigration fraud. So be very careful. If I'm misreading that, it means that you should probably book a time to talk to me and let me post that. Let's see here. All right, let me. This is a link you can use to talk to me more directly about this sort of process. This is not something you want to mess around with. And if I'm not understanding your question, talk to me directly so I can help you figure it out. Okay, there's that link for you. So I post it there for you, and then we can figure out what needs to happen. Okay, so again, any questions? Please make sure that you are asking them and posting your questions in the comment section. I started out today by asking about the or telling you about the citizenship and how the government is way more strict than they ever been, and then they are scrutinizing everything, and they assume everybody is lying, and that is the reality of what's going on. So, unfortunately, that is what it is. So, you're going to want to make sure that you're doing the right things and you're not messing around with things that aren't accurate, and that you're actually posting things and that you are doing things that help your case. Okay. So that's my biggest advice for you. Because again, immigration is a lot more strict, and that's the way it is. So, what other questions do we have tonight? Please let me know. As always, I post videos regularly, and I invite you always to look at those. Yeah, so a lot of these questions, I suppose, come from our Instagram, and unfortunately, that's down tonight. So I guess there's some questions that people might have from some of my videos that I've posted. I did a couple of videos that are going to be posted in the near future for different questions that I've had from clients. And let me quickly tell you about those videos, because a lot of those are questions that have come up and people are asking the questions, so I do videos about it. In addition to this naturalization, the criticism or how the government's much more critical is also marriage fraud, okay? Marriage fraud is running rampant now. People that are attaching themselves to U.S. citizens or legal permanent residents that are basically trying to get green cards, and they're doing it any way they can. The government is so strict about these sorts of things that they are assuming everybody's committing fraud. So there's a number of things that you need to make sure you do in order to protect yourself. If you have a legitimate relationship, you don't want the government to presume that you are lying. So you're going to want to check out that video, because it helps protect you and your process. Okay. Let me have a request for my email. And again, that link that I posted up there is really the best way to do that. MarvinLawOffice.com, as you can see at the bottom of the screen, is our web address. There is an email address on there that you can use. This is for Bully Love. There's an email address there. Check out the website. Rather than me looking it up and posting it here, go ahead and check that out. There's a lot of good information on there. The phone number at the bottom of the screen is another way to contact us. And I get that it's easy to send an email, but check out that website to find that email address, okay? Let me see. My friend here from Colombia. Okay. Our I-130 application has recently been received by the National Visa Center. Are there any new updates we should know about before submitting the next set of documents? Alejandro. So no, other than the government doubting everything, there's no additional guidance, meaning there's no additional rules or anything that the government tells you that you have to do. There's no change in that. It's just best practices and making sure that you are setting yourself up for success. And already being a fan and you tune into my channel and you watch my videos, watch for some of those videos that I'm going to be posting. But again, always reach out directly to me if you have a more specific question. And again, I recently did a video that might be a little bit harsh on do-it-yourselfers, because this is the time that's so risky with immigration. that I know how it sounds. I'm telling people not to do it themselves, but to call me. I get how that sounds, but sincerely, it's for your interest. You don't want to mess around with one of these processes and take all this time and realize that you're not doing it right because you wanted to do it yourself. It's admirable that you want to try to figure things out, but certain things are too risky. And it's a year and a half or 2 years into the process. And then you get there and you realize that, whoops, there's a problem that would have been avoided in the beginning, but you didn't know about it. So it's much more difficult. So, so again, the best option is to at least talk to me before you move forward. And if I can identify a problem through a consultation, that is highly recommended. And check out those links and the phone number in order to be able to do that. Okay. So that is in response to Alejandro. And then Bully Love, yes, please reach out to us, and we would like to help you figure this out, Kate. I'm going to Risa here. Husband had a 601, I-601. We've been waiting since about 20 months. Anything we can do to speed it up. I have medical pregnancy, currently family in hospice. The urgency of the 601 doesn't really exist, okay? Even under Biden, who kind of created this exigent special scenario where he said that people could get a special request to expedite, it was hogwash, okay? And that's an official phrase, by the way. It was not, is not really a thing, okay? It was a process that I try to do for clients. And for example, a client had a severe car accident and her significant other, we wanted to expedite the process based on the hardship to get him into the United States after his interview, and the government never even responded. That was Biden, okay, who supposedly was pro-immigrant and all that kind of stuff. Now it's not a thing. I don't even think that they have that hardship process anymore. I don't think it exists. I think they did away with it. The Trump administration did away with it. So the I-601 is not something that you can expedite anymore, unfortunately. The best thing to do is to do a solid processing and a request in the first place, to hope that the government spends as little time as humanly possible as they're reviewing it. That really is the recipe for success with these waiver requests, okay? So unfortunately, there's not a process that can help you, okay? I got a friend joining us from Egypt, another place that I love. I've been to Egypt. Greens from Egypt. Can we talk about diversity visa lottery winner benefits and restrictions and how long it usually takes processing the DS 260? I can talk about that. Cairo is where I spent a good deal of time. I studied in Cairo, Egypt. It was an incredible experience. So thank you for joining me from Egypt, okay? So to answer your question, diversity visa lottery winners, okay? So that is, again, for people from countries when there's not enough visas for other processes, they open up the lottery, okay? So you probably already know about this. The lottery is opened up that allows people who otherwise can't get a visa to be able to enter the United States with that sort of visa for the green card, okay? So processing, what does it take to process a DS 260? Again, that's a part of the overall process. And typically speaking, it's the same thing as any type of process. They review all the information you have and they evaluate it and they ask you questions during your interview. And if you meet the requirements, then you get to enter with that sort of visa, okay? The diversity visa based on the green card request. So you're fast forward down the line, instead of having to wait, 4, 5, 6, 10 years or whatever it is, you get diversity visa, you get to the front of the line, and that's typically the process and how it works. for people in countries where the wait time is ridiculously long. Okay. So hopefully that answers your question. If it doesn't, again, at the bottom of your screen is the phone number and the email address. And above, I put the link in order to book a time to talk more directly with me. Okay. So if you need more information, please reach out to me that way. Okay. Okay. So let's see, what other questions do we have here tonight? Okay, here's a question about, okay, question is, if you can't expedite the 601, can you sue the government? I will say that, yeah, of course you can sue the government. Is it going to get you anywhere? Probably not. It will take a very long time. The government is not infallible. The government isn't bulletproof, but the process for suing the government is extremely serious and it requires a lot and it is quite expensive. So it is not something that I would ever handle. That's something that takes a heck of a lot. And if you want to do it, then you are legally able to do it, but it is a heck of an ask to do. And honestly, your 601 is probably going to come and go before you even get to federal court. So not a process I would ever recommend. Okay. And my Egyptian friend, the pleasure is mine. I'm here for you in the future. Okay. And I'm trying to think of the Arabic phrase that I learned years ago. And my mind is rattled right now, so unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get that out for you. But thank you very much. Okay, and then I'm going to post this. This is actually for my benefit. Thank you for your free service to us. Let's hit the like button. Thank you. Appreciate that very much. And I know that I remember you joining me last week, so I sincerely appreciate you trying to get that support for me. Thank you kindly. And yeah, go to my YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram. Unfortunately, I really feel bad that I wasn't able to get the live with Instagram worked out tonight. I'll work out the kinks for next week. But thank you, Mangu, for that. I appreciate that very much. What other questions do we have? Okay. Let's see. Okay, here's a question I almost skipped. Okay. Cute cat. I love cats. So watching from Nigeria, thank you for joining us from Nigeria, a country I've not been to, but thank you for joining. Case is currently at the National Visa Center, and I've been waiting on my interview letter since February. And also my priority date is November 25th of 2022. So how much longer do I wait? That is a cosmic question, okay? If you got your interview letter, I guess it depends what it says in that letter, okay? If in that interview letter they say we're getting ready to book your interview, then it usually, well, this February, for me, it usually only takes a couple months. So I don't know why you're still waiting, assuming that that letter said that they're getting ready to schedule. The priority date is 2022. It's a darn good question. I mean, you can always reach out to the National Visa Center. You can reach out to the government and actually ask them when it is. Mixed results and whether they'll actually give you an honest answer. And since February, I get it. It now is almost September. I've never had that happen to any of my clients, so I don't really know. I haven't had to resolve that issue because I've never had that being told to me. I was able to resolve it before that. So unfortunately, I don't have an answer, but you can always reach out to immigration and ask them directly, okay? Okay, Jake, I'm coming to you. Okay, Jake asks, can I file removal conditions on my 2-year green card without my sponsoring spouse? Ooh, that's a loaded question. My first response is, what is going on in that relationship? You don't have to answer. You can book a time to talk to me privately. But what is going on that you're not with your sponsor? there's a number of different things that can go on that would make that answer be yes. You can continue with the removal of the conditions. And I will encourage you to book a time to talk to me so I can help you figure that out instead of posting your dirty laundry on here. And I will post that link here again for you, sir, so I can help you figure that out, because there are ways of doing it, okay? Okay, 1 second here. Okay, so here's from Plums. I just read an article about a green card holder who was detained after 30 years after mistakenly claiming to be a U.S. citizen. It's quite a surprising situation. Do you think that qualifies as a crime? Plums, and I know you've been on here many times in the past, so thank you for joining us. Your next question is a green card holder at risk? 100%. And that's what led the thought behind this particular topic, citizenship updates and problems with that. And my YouTube channel, I posted a couple of videos, but basically if the government thinks that you are claiming falsely citizenship, they will destroy you, okay? If it's a mistake and there's a plausible explanation for it, it is possible to explain, and you can convince the government of that. It is possible that you can do it. Extremely, extremely tough to do, okay? So, extremely difficult to do. So, high level process, reach out directly to me if that's something that actually applies to you and you're not just curious about it. So reach out to me, and that link that I have in the chat is how you go ahead and do that. Okay, I've got some questions here. Okay. Okay. So had other questions that I already answered, so I'm not going to get to that right now. So I will, a question that was asked earlier is about the email account. If you haven't been able to go to the law office account, marvinlawoffice.com, the email that you might need to reach out is info@marvinlawoffice.com. So I'm going to post that for everyone. If you needed to reach out with specific questions about the process, what process we offer, that is how you do it. You can go to the webpage and figure it out there too. So if that individual is still on here, you can go ahead and use that email address. Okay, so I finally have that info for you. Okay, so yes, so that is what's going on. Extremely, extremely delicate now. Check out my YouTube channel with the videos that I'm updating as often as I can about the goings on with immigration and how strict they are becoming. Don't be caught empty-handed, left-footed, however you want to say it. Plan and make sure that you are protected. It doesn't take that much to consult with me before you move forward with a process. If it saves you 2 years, thousands of dollars, it's kind of worth booking a time to talk to me. And that's how you do it, by checking my website or reaching out to info@marvinlawoffice.com. Now, I will say to everyone, thank you for joining, all the wonderful questions, the likes, the love, and the support for tonight. Really sorry to Instagram for having that problem. We will make sure that we'll post the video so that you can link it. And next week, we will have the issue resolved. Thank you for everyone who joined. That's the end of my time tonight. It's always a pleasure to talk with you. I hope you have a wonderful night, and thank you for your time.